sometimes, Stephanie, I think that it should just be like, the stuff you do with Till Death Do We Tweet should honestly be required material for sixth to eighth graders. So you
Same
just learn
here.
this in middle school,
Can we
about
internalize this, please?
so yeah, tell us why you shouldn't be going bankrupt and putting all your business out on Instagram.
Because they gonna come get you. So basically, Young Buck, who was down with 50 Cent at one point, apparently, filed for bankruptcy. And, then on social media started posting pictures of his motorcycles and just flossing, basically doing it
His
for the gram,
grills, his watches, his
all
chains,
that stuff, all that stuff.
claimed
And
none of
yeah,
it.
well, he had made he owed 50 Cent, wow, $250,000 in a personal loan. He was making payments of $500 a month to a bankruptcy trustee in court, and did not disclose any of these assets that he is out there, putting on the gram, the gold grills, cash app donations, all this other stuff. And the US court is like, yo, what's going on? We need to look into this a little bit further. And it was just a real quick, additional reminder to people that the digital footprint you create can come back and kick you in the butt. Hence the title of my book. And it's just like, oh, I don't think people really give that stuff enough thought and enough consideration when they're putting it out there, because you're in the moment, you're just trying to, get them clicks and them likes and get that engagement going. But you forgot, oh snap, I had filed for bankruptcy that time, and they might be looking at that kind of thing. Same goes for people that are trying to get bank loans or mortgages or different stuff like that. You're claiming this hardship and that you need this money, but yet you might be posting a stack of money at the strip club or something on the gram. Now, these institutions are looking. That, I think that's the point I wanted this
And
story to
that's what I
bring,
was going to
is
challenge
that these
you,
institutions are absolutely using social media as another tool to determine your credit worthiness and your loan worthiness and your bank worthy, like all of that. They're using these platforms as a tool for that. So, just don't be stupid.
Well, so there's, and I wanted to challenge you on this a little bit, because there's a difference between stupidity and ignorance, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think your target audience for your message
Yes.
and the things you want to preach, I think target people who are otherwise ignorant, that do not understand the relationship to the things they put out on social media and how that can affect your life personally.
Yes. Correct.
This is
This
stupidity
mofo.
because cats like him and a lot of people know good
I
and
might push
God
back on that
darn
though.
well.
I don't think we do. Even as
This
adults,
this
I don't
dude,
think we
this
always
dude,
do understand that connection of your digital footprint. I
I
don't think
think
we always
people
do.
I think people know, and they assume on your second point that you made, that people aren't watching. I think a lot of people assume, like these rappers, since he's a rapper, we can talk about rappers, right? A lot of these rappers will get on their songs and say, I shot this, I robbed this, I did this, and I did the third, and just assume that the police clearly can't listen to the rap and say, oh, he did what?
Two and two
Take
together.
notes. Oh, he did what? Take notes. So I think that carries into social media. These guys will get on, or these people, not just guys, women too, will get on social media and post crazy things and say, oh, well, that's just social media. They can't tie this back to me and this get to me personally. Well, they can,
They
but
can
not
and they
And
because
they
they
do.
are.
but not because they wasn't aware. I think they were aware and just said, let me roll these dice anyway because I'm trying to get these tweets off.
Well, for anybody who, didn't know before now, your digital footprint follows you all around the web. It could kick you in the butt at any point in time. So, you just have to assume that anything you do, post, say, tweet, whatever is fair game. Anything from a private account, from a public account, once you put it out there, you've put it out there, and it's subject to whatever kind of scrutiny people can have of it. Period.
Yeah. I'm with you on this one, Stephanie, because I kid you not, I just recently had a conversation with a family member who basically they got pwned. They gave their email address and their password to their Instagram account away to a scammer. Now in their mind, they believe that they were hacked. No, you weren't hacked when you actually gave them your credentials because you thought you were going to get like a $500 prize or something like that. They took your stuff
Oh,
over,
damn,
and
Gina.
now
See,
Not that
and it's like
easy, Sam.
and it's like
and
and
that's
it's
Oh,
like this is someone who you wouldn't think would do this, and it's like
oh,
I just didn't know. I didn't know that they could do that, and it's like this is one where they didn't really do it. You kind of did it to yourself,
you did
but
it to yourself.
people just don't know. This is someone who grew up using computers. This is they've never not had them. They've had phones since they were probably in high school. So this is not someone who is
Damn,
I
Gina.
wouldn't say naive to this stuff, but it's just like if you don't know, sometimes you just don't know. And I think that there's people just don't realize when you put this stuff out there, it is out there forever. You cannot bring that back.
not to get on your family member,
Terrance is like, nah, F that. Y'all
no, but I'm saying the reward of doing this thing in their mind was greater than the risk if something happens. I'm gonna give this information because I'm gonna get this in return, not thinking, well, if I get my information away, it's all gonna come crashing down. They say, all I gotta do is, and I think people
I
think
think
people
there's a
sit
little, I
there
think there may be
and
a
do
little
the
bit of both.
math
Yeah,
and roll
In
the
this case,
dice.
maybe.
I talked to this person, for probably 10, 15 minutes yesterday. There's really nothing I can do to help you, but they didn't think there was a risk. They didn't think there was never a thought that I'm doing something that could be giving someone my information. They were just trusting to someone on the internet because they thought
That they said
when I
that
went
they were
and
gonna
looked
do
at
what they
it,
said they were gonna do.
it looked legit. It just
It
It
wasn't. I
always
mean,
looked legit.
got you. Okay, I get
these
it.
folks are really good at what they do, which is why we keep saying it's like, no, don't give
I
your
think
credentials
some
away.
people,
But
to this story here, Young Buck, I think some people feel like they don't care, and whatever happens happens. I think there is
yeah,
some, but I do believe that there are some grown
I
ass
agree.
adults out
I
there
agree.
that
mhm,
just haven't thought about. I mean, I
yeah,
see it all the time, and I talk to people all the time that it just literally has not occurred to them. Like, oh, well, but and especially somebody who is a public figure like Young Buck should know better, especially who's been in the game for as long as he's
at
been in the
least
game.
his lawyer
And
should know
he
better.
should know. He should know better.
Somebody,
I
yeah,
will give you him. He should absolutely know better. But like just your average adult who may only have 300 followers on a platform, or think that they only could because they only really interact with their family and friends and with people they know, directly, that those are the only people that are going to see the stuff that they do. Those people really don't have much of a clue about how things go viral, and the viral nature of the internet, and the fact that even though you only had 100 followers, now this is out here to the world basically, and now you got to deal with it. So a lot of people just really don't pay attention. They don't pay attention to it,
Mhm.
which I think falls just over the line into the ignorance category as opposed to the stupid category.
I'm going to just leave this story with this. If you have declared bankruptcy, get off
Take your
of
ass off
social media.
Instagram.
Just
Yes.
get off
Ag-
Instagram.
That's
Just
Again,
get
that's
off.
all. That's
Just
all.
get
That's for
off.
anybody.
but general, I've never declared bankruptcy. But if I declare bankruptcy, you're supposed to be on the low. In
Right.
general, you're supposed to
You
be on the
shouldn't
Just
even
get
low
be
off.
letting people know you got a phone,
at
much less be on
all.
social media.
Yeah.
I
They
thought
should be
that was the
telling you got a
game.
phone
I
right now.
thought that was the whole
A
point of
phone is an
collect.
asset.
I thought the whole point of declaring bankruptcy was I ain't got nothing. But how
I
you
ain't
gonna
got
turn
nothing.
around and tell people I got
Right.
it?
Right. That ego. That ego.